Restaurant Marketing Secrets, episode 105, ladies and gents. I'm your host, Matt Plapp, and we are brought to you by America's Best Restaurants. America's Best Restaurants is on the path to help you find more frequent customers because, as I like to say, infrequent customers don't pay the bills. Let's talk about something that's very near and dear to me that hit me last week. It's going to hit me this next week that needs to hit more of you more often. It's called the idea of masterminding and going to events where like-minded people are at. So last week I was at the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association, and I was amazed to see how few of people there were there. In the state of Florida, now granted, part of Florida got the raw end of the deal with the hurricane recently, so I get that, but a lot of Florida didn't, and a lot of Georgia didn't, and a lot of South Carolina didn't. And if I'm a restaurant owner, I am searching for places to have better conversations because here's what you're going to find as you grow. You're going to get dumber when you hang around people that are not above you or not on your level. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a sincere way, because if you as a restaurant owner consistently put yourself in conversations with people inside your four walls and outside your four walls 7 days a week that are not smarter than you, not able to help you go to the next level, you're not going to advance enough. And the way you can get in those conversations is by going to events. Last week, I was at the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association show. Next week, I'm at Josh Nelson's 7-figure agency mastermind. It's a marketing company mastermind. I'm going to be there as an entrepreneur around 300 people that are badasses. And my goal is to seek out about 5 of them that I know are doing better stuff than me, one place or another, and to pick their brain. One of the guys that's going to be there, I know is because he's speaking, is a financial guru when it comes to marketing companies and small businesses. And my goal is to show him some of our numbers. I'm going to corner him. I'm going to buy him coffee or buy him a drink and get him for about a half hour, an hour, and say, hey, I want to show you some stuff. Give me vision. Where am I at? Where should I be? What are you seeing that's making others more successful just like me? Because that's what needs to happen. When I was in the boat business, I was fortunate to be a part of what we called a 20 group. Ours was called the Symposium 20. It was 20 very similar boat dealerships from around the country, and we got together. I want to say it was every 4 months. It was 3 times a year. It was like typically Atlantic City, and then it went Shreveport, and then went Vegas. They always took us to casinos because they knew we'd all go there. But we got together, and we compared marketing. We compared inventory. We compared our buying patterns. We compared our profit and loss. We compared our assets, our savings, our losses, our gains. And we all picked each other's brains. And so that's what I want you to think about as you go into the next year. As I'm recording this, it's November 6, 2022. So who knows when you're listening to this, but let's just imagine you're listening to it in the next 45 days. The end of 2022. As you go into 2023, think about where can you go to meet and talk with people way ahead above you, way above you. You've got many restaurant shows. There's also other events. Grant Cardone's an entrepreneur, has a lot of events. Brad Lee has them in Vegas. Ed Milet just had one somewhere. They're all over the place. You can look online and find them. I went to one for eXp Realty recently. I'm not even in the real estate business. I own some real estate, but I'm not in it. I went because a friend of mine was going with it, and I said, hey, going to it. I said, hey, I'm going to come with you. And I want to be your media person. And I took one of my camera guys. My guy filmed him. I kind of directed. But I was there more than anything to talk to smarter people. And I met some big players in the real estate business. And I just wanted to hear what they were doing and get that energy, that vibe. Because what I found when I was at the boat dealership, one of the things that I was fortunate that I got involved with quickly were these type of events. Our manufacturers, we had 17 manufacturers. And like by our manufacturer, let's imagine that's you. You're a restaurant that you're in Cleveland, Ohio, you deal with Hillcrest Foods. Like Hillcrest is one of your manufacturers in my instance in the boat business. I had Skeeter Boats. And if Hillcrest has a show or they have buying events or they have offsite trainings, you have a chance to go to them and be around great people. Well, I was fortunate to have 17 manufacturers. Skeeter, Triton, Bennington, Airstream, Arctic Cat, Yamaha, Mercury, Johnson Evans. We had all sorts of companies we dealt with. And they all had different events. And I got to go to them. And it was cool because it got me out of the office 15 to 20 times a year, which was extreme, but I was really soaking it up. And I wasn't talking to my mechanics, because not to be mean, but as a CEO of a company, your only interaction is with your back of house or front of house people. Let's be honest, you probably only have 2 or 3 people in your building at that point in time that are close to your level or getting there. You probably got 5 or 10 that are going to pass you up in 10 to 15 years. You know that because they're underneath you. But you need to be above it. Damon John, I saw speak a few years back. He said, if I walk in the room and I'm the smartest or richest person, I need to leave. So I want you to think about events, masterminds. How can you get out of your 4 walls and into a 4-wall community of people like yourself? Get that energy, get the idea, find out what they're doing and what you could be doing better, and also that you can help them, because I'm sure you're doing some badass stuff that they need to know about. So that's all I got this episode of Restaurant Marketing Secrets. I need a favor. These podcasts don't grow without people knowing about them. If you're one of the people listening to this month, when I looked a minute ago, and I'll look right now, let's look at the stats. This month, this podcast, when I just launched, literally, I think it was early June I launched this thing. Just this last 30 days, there's 1,066 people that have listened to the podcast. I want to see 3,000 people on it in a couple months. In order to get there, I need your help. Share it on Facebook. Share it on LinkedIn. Text it to an owner and operator that you know. Like, I'll talk specifically to one person. That's what I always talk to people in marketing. When you're marketing something, talk to one person. I'm talking to Chris. Chris Rock, one of our customers, a friend, a badass entrepreneur and great operator of that Rock Pit Brewing Company down there in Orlando, Florida. Text this, email it, tag people on social media that you think would benefit from hearing what you're listening to, because you're obviously enjoying it, and I want this to grow to more and more people. That's all I got. I'm Matt Plapp, Restaurant Marketing Secrets. See you next episode.